feeling this fear. Nothing made this happen, right? So I think that understanding that this is a BS mood and it's just here, you did nothing to deserve it, it's just how your brain works. I think accepting the mood as opposed to fighting it is so powerful. That don't look in focus. That do. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Davis, also known as Brown and Bendy. And here on this channel, we talk about flexibility of the mind, body, and spirit. That is my cat having shenanigans under the bed. Okay, so today I was supposed to make a video about my morning routine, and it didn't happen because yesterday I was triggered, and you know, I've been recovering. It's been 24 hours since like the whole episode started. The trigger wasn't something that was that deep, but obviously it was deep to me. And it was just not easy. I was in a really bad, low place last night and this morning. And I canceled my plans. I didn't record, which is very unlike me. I'm usually the type of person who's like, push through, just do it. And I'm starting to learn that the push through mentality doesn't always serve me. It doesn't always serve us, right? Because if we push through, we're not necessarily not really doing said action with the best energy, right? So I didn't film, and then I took a nap. I woke up from my nap, and then I saw a good friend of mine got some amazing news, and it just like, it brought me back. It helped me remember that life is good, and there is so much good. The hard part, the negative parts come from our own internal beliefs and my own brain. And that's something so important to remember. So I am not going to make a video about my morning routine today, but I will soon. But I do want to talk about, I have not even decided before this moment what I want to talk about. I think what I want to talk about is how to understand our anxiety and how to use the law of attraction to make sure that when we go through certain phases that we're still staying on track, because we all get anxiety. I have pretty wicked social anxiety, and it's not easy, but I believe that we all experience anxiety, we all experience depression, and a lot of us experience a lot more than those things. So how to use the law of attraction to make sure that we're not manifesting things because of our darkness, and instead still manifesting things because of our light. So first and foremost, I want to state that just because you are depressed, just because you are anxious, that does not mean that you are manifesting bad things. Just because you're sitting in that place mentally, it doesn't mean that you are manifesting things and bringing things to you. Personally, and like, I'm not a psychiatrist, I don't have no degrees in this, but personally, I believe that depression and anxiety are the manifestations of thoughts that we already have. So I believe that the feeling, the sadness, and the fear, that's the manifestation of the thought. So we don't have to worry about the manifestation manifesting something else, which when I understood that and when I realized it, I was like, oh God, life would be so unfair if it was that way. But I truly don't believe that it is. I think that when the mental illness comes on, then that is the manifestation of the thoughts, the mental illness. Also, let's start saying mental illness more, because it's so stigmatized and it sounds so scary, and it's really not, because we're all dealing with it because of the capitalist culture that we live in. So the very first instinct I have when I start to have a panic attack, or when I start to lose my connection with my consciousness, my first instinct is to project everything outward. My brain first says something on the outside is making this happen. Something on the outside is the problem, and if I fix it, then this problem will be fixed and will go away. Is that true usually? No. Of course, usually the trigger is on the outside, but a lot of times our triggers can be something that relates to a dark thought so loosely. Like the relation will be so loose, but our brain will say, oh God, that made me think of this. Downward spiral from there, you know? So we can't look outward when we start to feel the symptoms come on. We can't look outward and say, get mad at our friends, get mad at our family, get mad at our significant others, get mad at our jobs, get mad at all these external things, because that's not going to fix the problem, and oftentimes it'll make it worse. That's where you got to look at law of attraction. For example, my husband is the best. He takes care of me when I get into these mental places. He's always like, what do you need? What can I do for you? So because he's usually with me when I start to have these spirals, I can like literally hear my thoughts saying like, you know how they make fun of girls being like, why is he breathing so loud? I can hear my thoughts trying to do that. And when I do go along with that type of thinking, because when it first happens, I don't recognize it. I'm just like, oh God, his loud breathing annoys me. But then another thought comes that annoys me. So, does my husband annoy me this much, or am I just making him the problem? I am making him the problem because my husband's literally the perfect human. So when you start to feel the anxiety come on, when you start to feel the depression come on, I think that it is such a safe idea to keep in mind that the thoughts that are coming up right now may be a result of an external situation, but the thoughts are created on the inside. The thoughts are a result of our belief system that we already have that is internal. So keeping that in mind while interacting in the world comes in handy so much, because when I was younger, I would never recognize that these were panic attacks. I would never recognize that like my emotions were, and I recognized how sensitive I was. So I would make other people the problem. And it did not serve me, and it did not serve my relationships. So there's that. Alongside understanding that the result of a trigger is internal, I would also say that what really helped me in this period of time was understanding that this is a bullshit ass mood. And I don't curse a lot on my channel, not necessarily because I'm trying to be family friendly, but it doesn't really fit. And Mom, if you're watching this, I am so sorry, but it's literally the only way I can describe it. When you are sitting in a mood and you know that nothing made you feel this way, you know that there is no physical reason for the mood, nothing happened, you're just there, it's kind of bullshit, because it's like, I should not be feeling this sadness, I should not be feeling this fear, nothing made this happen, right? So I think that understanding that this is a BS mood and it's just here, you did nothing to deserve it, it's just how your brain works. I think accepting the mood as opposed to fighting it is so powerful. And it was very powerful for me these past 2 days, because even though I wasn't feeling my best, me and my brain were on the same team. Because when you feel the anxiety in your body, when you feel the depression in your body, and then on top of that, your thoughts are just making it worse, and like your body feels like it's crumbling and your mind feels like it's crumbling, whew, personal hell, right? So understanding that I can accept this mood even though it doesn't feel good really helped. Really gave me some peace. The last thing I want to say about handling anxiety when it comes to the law of attraction is making sure that you get some rest. I'm so glad I took this nap earlier. I think I've gotten 16 hours of sleep since yesterday. And I usually sleep like 6 or 7 hours a night because I have a 2-year-old and my husband works full time and I freelance. So I sleep 5 to 6 hours a night, and usually I'm fine. But you know, when my voice goes high, I'm like avoiding a conversation. Usually it's fine. But yeah, I slept 16 hours between today and yesterday. And when I woke up from the nap that I took today, I was like, oh God, I'm me again. I'm so grateful I'm me again. And that's really what it takes. When we go to sleep, we connect to higher states of consciousness. In these higher states of consciousness, random everyday problems don't matter. Random everyday problems are a result of our ego and things that are attached to our identity. My name is Dominique, and I suffer from anxiety attached to traumas and past situations that have happened to Dominique. Anxiety is a part of my ego. It is a part of my identity. When I go to sleep, my identity doesn't exist. Going to sleep gives your body and your brain a break from the mess. I'm not telling you to sleep your life away. I'm not. But get a full night's rest. Don't be like me. Don't get 5 to 6 hours of sleep. And if you're going through a hard time, allow yourself to take extra time to sleep. I know that I've made so much growth, and I know I've made so much progress in my anxiety journey, because for these past 2 days, I've been really nice to myself. I've told myself, like, you know, it's okay if you don't want to make a video. It's okay if you don't want to go out. The world will still be here when you feel better, and YouTube will still be here when you feel better. Having that type of attitude with yourself, loving yourself first, makes it easier to heal within that moment. You take the pressure off yourself, because a lot of times in these life situations, we put the pressure on ourselves, right? Like, whatever I create needs to be this good. However, whenever I go to hang out with people, you know, I need to have this much fun. Like, we put this pressure on ourselves. No one puts the pressure on us. No one holds a gun to our head and says, hey, you need to be this perfect. You know, we hold the gun to our own heads. So by allowing yourself to rest and not being upset about it, not being begrudging, not looking at all the things that you could be doing while you're resting, but by just understanding that the rest is more important because you love yourself, is attracting a solution. It's attracting a life that has space for you to heal. Because let's be honest, our anxiety is not going to go away overnight. Can we heal anxiety? I hope so. My husband just came to the window. He's like, are you done filming yet? Almost. Our anxiety is not going to heal overnight, right? So if we make space for our healing, when it happens again, if it happens again, every time we allow it to be okay, it will get easier and easier. So rest when you need to. Be kind to yourself. And if you're kind to yourself, you will attract circumstances in which the world is kind to you. Because anxiety really sucks, but we got it. Got this. You feel me? All right. I love you so much. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up so other people know that it is valuable. If you'd like me to expand on anything that I talked about, just let me know down below in the comments. And last but not least, please make sure that you are subscribed and that you hit the little notification bell wherever it is so that you can be alerted when your girl comes out with new videos, because I want you to see them so that you know what I'm up to. And then I want you to comment so I know what you're up to. I love you so much. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye. Adam Derek. Adam Derek. What's wrong? Oh no, the face! The face!
I put him down in the kitchen.
Oh no, come here. Oh, it's okay. Oh, let me see that face. Let me see that face. Eat?
Before we left?
At all?
Before he, no, not
before the nap, right?
He ate before the nap.
But not afterwards. You hungry?
Let's get you some food.
You hungry? You want a banana?
Apples and bananas.
Apples and bananas? Okay, here we go.